comes to appreciating vintage records, real audiophiles are often willing to look beyond the scratches and bumps that sometimes detract from hearing music on older LPs. Turns out, though, such imperfections may soon be a thing of the past, all thanks to the work of two particle physicists and a new optical scanning technique that makes old audio recordings sound new again.
Like it or not, the recorded sounds of our past are at risk. That's because the delicate wax cylinders and 78 RPM shellac records of yesteryear are succumbing to dust, scratches, mould, and just plain old age. What's worse, just playing those recordings can cause further damage, a big problem for preservationists.
We work in particle physics, and what we do is we develop and build arrays like this. These are semiconductor sensors that are used to detect radiation in a particle physics experiment. Over here is what we call an alignment robot.
The robot is an optical tool that maps surface features in minute details.
Each one is about the width of a human hair.
But after listening to a radio broadcast on restoring old audio recordings, Dr. Karl Haber and Vitaly Fadeyev thought their robots could be put to another use. If their precise optical tools could reveal minute structures on a microchip, they thought, why not the groove on a record?
This is a 78 RPM shellac record, probably from the 40s, something like that. It's Let's Get Drunk and Truck by Tampa Red and the Chicago 5, just a random record that we picked up from our local used record store.
This optical inspection system is basically a microscope crossed with a digital camera. A small spot of light illuminates an area on the 78 and is magnified on the computer.
So here we are at EJ Enterprises, checking out the world's first MIDI turntable, which actually I invented.
MIDI stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface, and it's a system for musical instruments to communicate with one another.
In other words, MIDI allows the turntable to communicate with a computer as an instrument that can manipulate video and sound in real time.
It allows you to take a standard turntable that all DJs and clubs already have and mix music videos with them. So here you can see we put it up. Hey, look at that.
The EJ turntable allows VJs to do the same thing with video as DJs do with music.
Entered into GarageBand, and what Nate's done is he's taken his music and he's layered on these sounds on top of his music. So it's given him a chance to be really creative with how he wants his initial piece to sound.
A lot earlier when I had recorded into GarageBand my composition, once I heard it back, I didn't like part of my composition, so I went back to Sibelius, rewrote a couple parts, took some out, added some, and then I printed out, re-recorded it, and so that's like kind of what I have now. I just did that a couple times and found out what I wanted and then played tracks over it. Kind of makes it a lot more fun to play the saxophone because you have a lot more options, a lot more things you can do with it. Instead of just playing music somebody else has written, you can do it right when you want to play.
GarageBand is like a recording studio. You enter the information and then you can adjust it. You can put on all kinds of effects to the sound. And there are thousands of choices of loops to choose from. The beauty of GarageBand, it will synchronize the speed of whatever loop you're using. It'll synchronize it so that it fits in with the existing material that's up there, so that you don't have to worry about changing tempos and making things mesh together. It does it automatically. And it also has the different keys that you can pick, the different tonal centers you want.